before we even enter the room. Hi, my name is Cindy Huston, and I am the founder of Yoga Body Elements Frequency Wellness Center. It's a wellness center located in the city of Chicago, Illinois. We are 11 years old, and I've been practicing these practices that I'll speak about today for well over 30 years. It is my pleasure and honor that I've had the opportunity to work with thousands of people throughout the globe, both in person and virtually, sharing these practices that have not only supported myself, but many of them ancient practices that have been around for many, many years. So I'm curious how many of you are aware, or even aware of others, that their energy speaks before they even say a word. In this talk, we're going to talk about practices that support movement. It also supports our healing and different practices to help elevate your day, not only in your personal life, your professional life, but also in your relationships. So I'd love for you to enter in the comments below. Can you share an experience where you personally knew where your energy was going into a specific experience, or even how your energy was before you started the day? And was there any sort of action that you took to shift your energy into the space, into the vibration, into the frequency that it is that you would like to show up for, or that you'd like to see others show up for you in your daily life? So we're going to talk about these ways of bringing these practices in, and I'd love for you to engage into the comments below and share with me your own experiences, and also share with others what you do to keep your energy set and matched. So there's many practices and there's a key term right now, which is regulating our nervous system, or finding ways to balance our nervous system. One of the practices that we do here frequently in Yoga's Body Elements is restorative yoga. And those of you that have studied restorative yoga with me or attended a class, it's a gentle yoga practice supported by props. And most of the postures we stay in from anywhere from 5 to 10 minutes. I lead you through a practice guided by breath, meditation, and visualization. And through these practices, whether you do one posture a day or you do 6 to 10 postures a day, you find that space between what's going on outside of you, what's going on within you, and through these practices, you can find balance. So through this is one ritual. So many people will find rituals throughout the day, or they've created ritual practices to keep themselves regulated or to keep their energy regulated. So I'd love for you to comment below. Are there any specific practices that you do daily to keep yourself regulated? How do you start your day? It doesn't have to be anything major. One thing can be just waking up as you're rising to start your day, giving yourself time to just notice your breath, your inhale, your exhale. If you're sleeping on the bed, if you're sleeping on a floor, if you're sleeping on a couch, actually feeling where are you waking up. Also being aware of your environment and the energy around you. What room are you in the house? What room are you in the apartment, wherever you're living? Just giving yourself to go from that space of waking into the present moment. So some additional rising rituals could be giving yourself time to sit in front of, if you have an altar or a special space, or some people like to step outside right away and connect to the sun. So if you have the ability to look out into the sun and maybe notice the sky, notice the trees, maybe that's your first rising ritual. Others may like to light a candle. and notice their inhale and their exhale. Others might do a meditation of actually looking into the fire of the candle and allowing any thoughts that might be passing in to create some space. Some might even do the ritual of allowing those thoughts to go into the fire to transmute. Just certain practices to bring themselves into the present moment, rather than jumping on the phone right away, answering emails right away, answering texts right away. What are some steps that you can do for you? Some might even say, fill your own cup up so that you can be more present and available how you want to show up and how you also want to see others show up for you. And this can take 5 minutes. It doesn't have to be 20 minutes. It doesn't have to be 90 minutes. It doesn't have to be a full 2-hour practice. But really carving out, some might call a ritual, some might call it practice, in your day. So if you're just joining me, my name is Cindy Huston. I'm the founder of Yoga Body Elements Frequency Wellness Center, and we're located in North America in Chicago, Illinois, and have had the privilege and the honor to work with thousands of people throughout the world through different practices of yoga, energy work, and training people in these practices, wellness coaching, to bring them to help bring them back to the version is that they'd like to show up for in themselves and others. And so I'm just going through some practices on how, and just having this conversation with you on how to set your energy before you even speak a word in the room or to a group or even to yourself daily. So another practice could be a gratitude practice. Some people like to have a journal. Do you have a journal that you could write things that you are grateful for? Maybe it's you like to have tea when you rise in the day, or coffee, or warm water, and just really giving yourself time to sip the water, to taste it, or the tea or coffee, and maybe even breathe with each inhale, and as you're receiving the tea or coffee or water, maybe exhale. And as I mentioned, even connecting to sunlight as being one of your first rising practices. Others like to go to movement. Some people like to move right away. They like to jump right out of bed, and maybe you do some shaking of the shoulders or exhaling out the mouth. Some have yoga practices, or they like to do yoga stretches. Some people like to go for a jog or a walk in the rising to get their body moving. Maybe movement is the way that helps you set your energy before you speak into the day. And I know for me, some of my favorite rising practices, I love to do oil pulling, just to help hydrate and also cleanse the internal system. Working with salt water, lighting candles. I like to do yoga practices, meditation, japa, stretches. And I also have one of those vibration plates. So I allow my body to shake for 10 minutes to move lymph, to clear energy. And the only thing I drink the first 2, sometimes 3 hours in my rising is tea. So I allow my liver to flush. I allow my system to get set, so I'm ready, so I have some space between rising and the first food or energy, fuel of food that I allow to go into my system. And through that, I allow myself to have small pauses. And I'll get to the frequency later. I also have, sometimes it's mantras, sometimes it's chanting, sometimes it's affirmations. So I'm feeding not only my mind, but the space around me with frequencies that I want my day to be full with, to be set with. And so these are certain practices that I've picked up through the 30 plus years of studying these practices that I've found doing on a regular day can really set the energy for what's yet to come. And so, as I mentioned, breath work. So breath work, pranayama, this has been found. There's scientific studies showing how connecting to your breath and even just taking time, conscious inhale, conscious exhale can allow significant stress reduction. And so this is something, it's free, it's always available to us. When we're inhaling, we're exhaling. Without our breath, there is no life. So really making sure that we are inhaling and exhaling, not just inhaling and holding, or not just exhaling and holding. So we allow that constant flow of receiving and letting go, receiving and letting go. And also catching ourselves when we feel stress arising or we're starting to feel anxious. How many of you, write in the comments below, I have a breath practice, or I have a meditation practice, or I consciously check in with myself. Am I holding my breath? Am I allowing myself to exhale? Am I allowing myself to inhale? And getting these cues can have great significant health benefits for us, not only physically, mentally, emotionally, and even spiritually, to get us out of that fight or flight state and to reduce stress reduction. So a practice that I love to share is an even count breath. And the practices that I've studied in Chinese medicine, Ayurveda, and other Native American traditions, one is that just counting the inhale for 4 counts and counting the breath out for 4 counts. And this is considered to be an even count breath. You could extend it to 6 inhale, 6 exhale. Some of us might even want to go to inhale 8, exhale 8. But it goes back to that, am I receiving a balanced inhale and am I receiving a balanced exhale? And I'm going to invite you to just do 3 rounds of 4 count inhale and 4 count exhale with me. You could be seated, you could be standing, but I'm going to invite you to do a long exhale out the mouth with me. Let's all inhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. Release the lower jaw and exhale out. 4, 3, 2, 1. Again, inhaling for 4, 3, 2, 1. And exhaling for 4, 3, 2, 1. And inhaling for 4, 3, 2, 1. And exhaling 4, 3, 2, 1. And if this breath count is working for you, I'm going to encourage you to stay with it during this podcast. Inhaling through the nose, exhaling out the mouth. Some of us might even place a hand over the heart, hand over the belly. And what do you notice as you tune into your breath? Is there any reduced anxiety? Do you find your mind wanting to focus more, feels less scattered? Does your body feel more relaxed? Was there a tension in your body that feels a little less now? Are you able to focus on this podcast a little bit more? Are there less things moving through the mind? And maybe even notice tonight, if you continue to check in on your inhale, that even count, tomorrow rising, how do you feel? Did you have better quality of sleep? This is a simple practice that can have profound benefits for your daily life. And sometimes just shifting our breath, noticing our breath, how are we breathing, checking in, are you breathing, can have the quickest results. So I'm going to invite you to take that 4 count with you, 6 count or 8 count, whichever felt best for you. The next topic I am going to share is about creating healthy boundaries. But before I get into that, I just want to introduce myself. If you're just joining, my name is Cindy Huston. I'm the founder of Yoga Body Elements Frequency Wellness Center, Uptown Wellness Festival, Uptown Wellness Festival, located in North America. And I have had the honor and the privilege of sharing these wellness practices for well over 30 years to thousands of people around the world, both in person and virtually, through yoga, massage, energy work, and wellness coaching to help people have breakthroughs so they can create more empowered lives for themselves and the people they love. So one thing about creating healthy boundaries is some people feel that when creating a boundary, they associate it with something negative, or when they feel someone's creating a boundary, sometimes people associate it with negative. However, creating a healthy boundary is really can help create people more peace for people, and can also create a sense of balance, not only just within yourself, but you might notice through practice of healthy boundaries more peaceful existence around you, the relationships with what you're creating, getting really clear on, for you, what works and what doesn't work. And these boundaries may shift throughout your life and your relationships. What once did work, what once created a sense of connection and significance and purpose might change throughout your life. And so it's good to not feel guilty when you are wanting to create a boundary, or if something feels overstimulating, draining, or you feel like you're prioritizing something over your well-being or your rest. These can be signs that it's time to create a healthy boundary. And it's also to protect your mental and emotional peace. So if you find yourself getting really agitated or frustrated, that might be a sign to create a new boundary. And another way to check in that it might be time to redesign or create boundaries is your nervous system. How are you feeling internally with some of the decisions, situations, or even environments you're in? Do you find yourself getting anxious? Do you find your stomach getting upset? Do you feel disconnected from the environments or the situations around you? Or do you feel like you're always having to explain yourself or justify your place in certain environments and conversations? This can be a sign of needing to create a new boundary. So what does that mean? Finding spaces that feel calm, finding spaces that maybe have less noise. It could also be clearing out any clutter, any items, or maybe there's a space in your home that has gathered things, or is, just things that you're needing to move or donate. Clearing that out of your space so you have more space around you. And another healthy boundary is sometimes people feel that allowing themselves more sleep or rest is not productive. And although it's best to create and be active in our lives, sleep can actually be one of the best things for our nervous system, and creating a boundary of how much energy we have available to put out, but also energy that we're able to restore and create for ourselves. And sleep can be excellent self-care, so we can show up better for ourselves and others and what it is that we're creating in the world. Another to check in on is, how is our energy feeling in certain environments? Some environments may feel very excited. Some environments may feel very nurturing. Some environments may feel very draining. And so I'm going to encourage you to comment below, engage with the chat. Are there any specific environments that you feel drained in? Are there any specific environments that you feel really nurtured in? And is there a specific environment that you feel just that you can be yourself, anything goes, and it's expansive for possibility and creativity? And just noticing how these different environments impact our decision making, our thoughts, our emotions, and how that might play out in how our energy is showing up. Do you ever find that you are feeling, you've done your rising rituals, you're really in that state, and you know you're going to go into an environment that maybe feels challenging or not it hasn't felt as welcoming, and you feel your energy shift, or you feel that you need to bring your practices with you where you're going? Let me know. Have you ever experienced that? This could be in the home. This could be going to someone else's home. It could be in the work environment. It can be in social environments. These all carry different energies. And if you feel that you are more sensitive to how energies shift in the room, what do you do? Any of these rituals that we've discussed today, do you bring those into the room for you to keep your energy set before you speak? Even if there's something that kind of feels off or is pulling at your energy in a way that is not how you're wanting to show up, share it in the comments below. So what are some things that we can do in environments that don't feel in harmony or in balance or in the energy or frequency that we're wanting to surround ourselves in? If you have a window that you can open the windows, allow fresh air to come in. Many practices say allowing the stale energy out to allow new and fresh energy in. And this is a great way to reset the energy, not only for yourself, but in the space. Adding things such as plants or candles, lighting candles can help shift the energy. Plants will bring more oxygen, more life, and some plants even work as purifiers in space to keep energy and air clean. Candles, the fire energy, purifying, transforming, releasing, and also bringing the energy of light and new beginnings into the space. Any elements of nature that you can bring in, whether it's a physical plant, or maybe it's a picture of a plant or a forest, or you can see the waterfall behind me. This can help shift the energy in the space. And this can help you bring back your balance and your rhythm. So whatever's showing up for you in the day and the world, you can stay in that space of balanced. Some people even say 0 point energy. And if you're not able to shift the environment, allowing yourself internally with those practices, creating breaks throughout the day. Where can you step out in the environment? To go for a walk, to get some fresh air, to allow the sun, if you are able to connect to the sun, to be in the sun. Creating those healthy boundaries. And if we're just joining, my name is Cindy Huston. I'm the founder of Yoga Body Elements Frequency Wellness Center in North America, and I've had the pleasure and the honor of sharing wellness practices for well over 30 years to both people in person and around the globe, coaching them on massage, yoga, energy work, and allowing them techniques and tools to reclaim their energy, to reclaim their power, so they can show up fully for themselves and others. And so we're sharing techniques here on how to set your energy so that you can have your energy set how you want to before you even speak a word. So the next topic is grounding. So this is a key term being thrown out in the wellness world right now, grounding. So what is grounding? So most people say it's connecting to the earth, connecting to the ground. So if you feel kind of all over the place or scattered or having a hard time concentrating, there are tools and techniques in many practices that people call grounding. So what are some practices that could be considered grounding? One is allowing yourself to find a place out in nature. Grass is really great, where you can take your shoes off, connect to the earth, maybe come back to that 4-count inhale, 4-count exhale. Another great practice is, we did this earlier with breath practice, one hand over the heart, one hand over the belly, Think navel center. Many practices say is your center of gravity. And allowing yourself to breathe into your hands for your inhale and breathe out your mouth for your exhale. Doing a minimum of 3 rounds of breath to help ground, come back to your body, what might be moving around you, allowing yourself to stay balanced within you. Another great practice, we just talked about going for walks. This is another great way to ground. Maybe there's a peaceful area in your neighborhood, or there's a park that you can go to. And these walks don't have to be long. 5 minutes, 10 minutes. If you have time for an hour walk, great. But it doesn't have to be a lot. But giving yourself that time to separate out, to create a new environment, and then come back in. And some people like to connect affirmations or quotes or sayings when they go into that grounding space. So, what is it that you're needing? Is it safety? Is it love? Is it support? You might even tell yourself, I am safe, I am loved, I am supported. Maybe allowing yourself some time to share what is it that you're needing to hear, and allowing yourself, as you create that practice, that ritual, to tell those things to yourself. Sometimes, if we're not the one to do it, who's going to do it? And so those are the practices that I wanted to share with you today, just touching base on ways that you can reset your energy before you speak your first word in the day, or maybe even come back to as you're moving throughout your day. Maybe some of you travel online to different Zoom meetings. Maybe many of you are moving throughout towns and cities to different meetings. Maybe you're a teacher in a classroom and you're seeing different classes come in, working with different energies and age groups. How can some of these practices support you? So I'm going to invite you to write in the comments below the practices that we shared, the breath practices, the grounding techniques, the creating boundaries, and those rising rituals. Which one are you going to commit to yourself to for the next week? Which one? You don't have to do all of them, but which one of these stuck out for you that feels like that's something that I can commit to for at least 5 to 10 minutes a day for myself? And if you're going to commit, I'm going to encourage you to save this video and come back and let me know how it goes. And you can also reach out to me. So I'm going to share the link. If you're interested in studying more of these practices with me, you can go to the Yoga Body Elements Frequency Wellness Center website, which is yogabodyelements.com. You can email me at cindy@cindyhouston.com. Let me know if you're interested in joining any of these trainings. I'll list a few of our trainings coming up in this video. And let me know if you have any questions. I hope you found value in this video and gave you inspiration to create some new rituals. And if you find that there's someone in your own life that is looking for these practices, please share this video with them. And you're welcome to share the website and the email, and they can reach out to me. And I'd be happy to have a conversation with them. And to any of you that are planning a visit here in Chicago, I'd love to have you visit the Frequency Wellness Center, to come in for a Frequency Wellness Center, a one-on-one session, or one of our urban retreats or group classes. Until then, I'm wishing you the best day ever. Good luck on creating your rituals and your energy practices that will support you not only in this day, but many years to come. And stay tuned for the next podcast. And bye for now.